Hey guys, how's it going? How's everyone going on Facebook? Sorry, it's a bit crazy. Let me know if you guys can see me. We're just trying to get the live going here on YouTube as well. Okay, cool. So we're live. We should be live on all the platforms right now. Cool. Okay, cool. We're live. Hey, how's it going? So, guys, nice to have you here. Everyone here. Hey, good. Right. Okay. So we're live. So basically, I wanted to do this video. I wanted to talk a little bit about autism in adults, and then I want to take some like Q&As from you guys, basically asking you guys questions on Facebook and YouTube. So basically, that's the gist of today's conversation. I'm just gonna take a drink of my green tea. Hey guys, we're live. We should have been live on YouNow as well, but for some reason it's not pushing from YouNow to YouTube. So that's something that I got to figure out. So bear with me, guys. Next week we should be on YouNow as well, because we have a big audience on YouNow who never get to see us go live. So Facebook peeps, good to have you here. Lovely to see all of your smiling faces. Yeah. So basically, autism in adults. It's something that is what I find is missed a lot, because a lot of people think that autism is just diagnosed in children, right? So everyone gets this issue where they'll say, oh, yeah, I've got autism, or like, hey, I've got, this and this, and they'll say, oh, you can't be autistic because, only kids are autistic. And that stuff is just crazy. Like, it's like the craziest stuff ever, because, it's totally wrong, and it's not actually real. So, hey, Annie, how's it going? Marcus Peachy is watching. Good to have you, Marcus. So yeah, so when you see people that when you tell people they've got an autism spectrum condition, they don't, not like they don't believe you, but some people are so opinionated and of the wrong information that they'll say, hey, you can't be autistic. You're not like this kid or that kid. So that really annoys me, and it's something that we kind of got to get away from, that stigma. And basically the idea of this is to just talk about any issue you guys have had, or like talk about a discussion about things like what's it like being an adult with autism, or what's it like caring for an adult with autism. Hey, first time being able to watch your live stream. Hey, how's it going? Frozen Fish, good to have you here. Hey, everybody watching on Facebook, I'm taking questions. If you have anything to add, let me know, and we'll add it into this. Annie Foster, how's it going? Good to have you guys here. Speaking on autism in adults and having a hard time locating resources for diagnosis and counselling support. Heather, where are you actually located? Because there's a lot of resources for autism in adults in the UK, if you know where to look. I know there's quite restricted in the USA, but I feel like some of the UK ones are. Jennifer, how's it going? Good to have you here. Some of the US are kind of a bit kind of, I don't know, it's like a lucky dip. If you're in a certain area, there's actually services for people on the spectrum, and if you live in another area, then there's not resources for another 200-300 miles, which is crazy. Maybe I should move to the UK. Oh, okay, so that might be the issue. Friends who have kids always make comments about and this is how it will be as an adult. Yeah, so that's the thing. So when you're a kid, say you have an autism spectrum disorder and you're a young person, you're a child, everything's brand new, and the kids are always learning stuff. They've not really learned like coping skills or anything like that. But obviously, as you get older, the older you get, the more knowledge you have and experience you have for living in the world. So what you tend to do is you tend to create like a workaround method for things. So if you're, I don't know, say that you have issues with communicating with certain people in like shopping malls or whatever, then you'll make like a workaround where you'll have somebody else go with you to the shopping mall and get them to do the ordering of like whatever, or the shopping, or talking to the cashiers or the assistants. And that kind of workaround stuff is only available to adults, really, or like teenagers to adults, because other people who are going out and actively learning about that stuff. So this is why a lot of people would say, oh, you can't be autistic because you're an adult, but they're forgetting that they're showing like what's called coping mechanisms. This is very interesting. Watching from Ottawa, Canada, my son's in Aspie. Hey, how's it going? Oh, Canada's having some crazy issues with their autism program at the moment, which is nuts. Just a disclaimer, guys. If anybody's trying to contact me on Twitter, for some reason, I'm not allowed to follow or tweet anybody at the moment on Twitter or do anything on Twitter. Basically, it's just like frozen me. You can still go on there and follow me and stuff, but it's just frozen my account at the moment because I've been following people back. So every time someone follows me, I follow them back. And then I think Twitter kind of said, well, I followed too many people, so they've had a big hoo-ha or whatever, something like that. Okay, take some questions. How do you tell the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum? Well, a tantrum is just like a child's response to not getting their own way, I guess. But a meltdown would be a child response to an emotional or sensory overload, because with autism comes the sensory processing issues, and if you have sensory processing issues, there's a possibility that you can get them to max capacity, and then hit max capacity, bang, it goes crazy like a meltdown. Do you mean why Dan uploads about autism? What do you mean? Hey, hello. On autism, hello, no autism here, just supporting. Hey, thanks for the support there, it's awesome. Sarah Dalius, how's it going? I hope I said that right. Hey, how's it going? Good to have you here. I'm almost 36, female, and just diagnosed with Asperger's. So many of those tools you describe in your videos have been so helpful to me. Oh, Mary Muse, that's awesome. It's very good to have you. Isla Robertson, how's it going? How are you? I'm good. Do you know, the weather's really good here right now. It's sunny as ever. It's been quite hot today. I went for a good walk today. Been working loads. And just to let you guys know, I'm actually uploading videos on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook daily. So there's daily content going over all of those content platforms. So if you guys want more content from me, make sure to check me out on Twitter and Instagram. And if you're not already following me on Facebook, go to Facebook and get me. So it's at the Aspie World if you want to get me. Just to let you guys know what it is. This is my Instagram profile. It's just at the Aspie World. I think you guys can see that. And then this is that's my Instagram profile, just at the Aspie World. And then if you want to get me on Twitter, there's the exact same thing. It's just at the Aspie World on Twitter. Like I said, daily content, because I'm basically pumping out videos on all of the platforms now, just so that you guys can see. So that's my Twitter, and then this is my Twitter. So you can see there's video on there. There's already a video on there today talking about alopecia, and then yesterday's videos was 10 things not to say to an autistic person. So that was really fun. But yeah, so if you guys want to get me on there, I always follow everybody back when I can. So I'll follow you all back, but sometimes Twitter doesn't allow me to follow you back. Well, at the moment, Twitter's not allowing me to follow you back, so check it out. I was diagnosed at 6, now I'm 32. I'm a transgender woman. Post-op sunny here in Edinburgh, Scotland. I'm losing the comments. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Isla. Thank you, Dan, for that. You're welcome. I started a parent group in my town, supported by a few organisations, and we are meeting up once a month. I'll be sharing your channel with them. Jesse, that's awesome. Where are you located? I'd love to know. If you, I'm wanting to set up a talking tour at the moment, so I'd love to know if you're in the UK or in the USA. Then maybe I could set up kind of like a talking tour and visit your group and do a talk. That'd be awesome. You're autistic. You shouldn't be good at maths. Is easy to think about. Yeah, that is another thing. Like perceptions of what people believe autistic people should be like. And this is the thing. When you're an autistic adult, they always compare you to children. So people always think, because everyone thinks that autism is a child's, disorder or condition or whatever you want to call it, but they forget that those children grow up and they become, full-blown adults. Like it's crazy to me. Isla, it's pronounced like that. Oh, Isla, okay, gotcha. Like island, yeah, like an island, not Ireland. I'm so bad at maths. I wish I'm in East Texas. We would love that. Interesting. Okay. Send me an email. theaspieworld@gmail.com, Jesse, and we could probably arrange something. I was diagnosed at 7, and I'm 13, and from Wales. Maya Jones, how's it going? I'm from Wales as well. My last name is Jones, obviously. Do you think that autism runs in the family? Yeah. Well, so this is the thing. Autism is basically they've looked for like all causes of autism, but basically the closest thing they can get to is that autism is a hereditary kind of gene thing. Like it comes through the family genome system. So that's basically the typical way of knowing where it's coming from currently, because a lot of people say it comes from vaccines and stuff, which is kind of ludicrous, and then other people say that it's environmental and things like that, but it's definitely hereditary from certain people. I just signed the form yesterday to get on the waiting list for diagnosis. I'm so bad at maths but good at English. Dude, that's awesome. Best of luck with the diagnosis. Hi from Sweden. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I'm from Florida. Awesome. I want to go to Florida. I've been for years. Are you coming to San Francisco Bay Area of California in general anytime soon? Mary Muse, I was in San Francisco 2 years ago, and I was in LA last year. I'll be back in LA this year, and I'll be in Boston, Massachusetts, but I'm not going to be in San Francisco. Probably not for another year. I might be in San Francisco near the end of the year, but I don't know yet. I have a 5-year-old diagnosed, just has lots of sensory meltdowns and anxiety, and has worsened with the start of school. Yeah, school will always do that because it's a change in the routine. What were the things you found helpful as a child to keep you from melting down? Distance from other kids, being able to have somewhere quiet to go at break time so that I wasn't around all the other kids, and having something that I could really get into and super focus on so that I wasn't worried that my anxiety wouldn't go crazy. So basically in school they let me sit down at a computer and just use a computer and really nerd out at break times when all the other kids are outside, and that really helped. Where will you be in Boston? I'm going to be in MIT for a week. So if anybody knows Boston, there's Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is the university. I'm doing some social media campaigning, influencer campaigning training over there. So I'll be in Boston for about a week. So if anybody's interested, I will be putting up some possible meetup locations through my Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So make sure you follow me on all those platforms, because I'm going to be putting out a post over there to let you guys know what we're doing. No way, you got a master's from MIT. That's awesome. I'll do it in a meetup. My son gets angry, but doctors don't want to diagnose. Well, look, it depends. So sometimes they wait. So diagnosing children is not difficult, but what they do is they wait to a certain age so they can actually identify certain traits, because some things are harder to find in children than they are. As a person gets older, it becomes more easy because it defines that role more, as less a personality, more of a condition of sorts. Do you have any tips for dealing with trying to get a different diagnosis of something? Because I'm trying to get a Tourette's diagnosis, and I already have an autism diagnosis. Well, look, I did a video about autism and Tourette's, and how Tourette's syndrome is comorbid with Asperger syndrome or autism to certain degrees, certain conditions, right? So I know some people who've got autism and they also have Tourette's syndrome, and I would say that they probably wouldn't diagnose it independently of autism, but you'd have to go through a diagnostic process with a GP, just like you would do if you were going to have a diagnosis of autism. Good. Hi Dan, 4 out of my 6 nephews and nieces. Cool, awesome. We have a meeting this Friday for IEP. I will recommend. Amy, what is that about, the meeting? So, my parents opened a toy shop last year, and they have lots of sensory toys. There's quite a few autistic children with sensory problems that come to the shop. It's nice to talk to them. I'll do that. That's awesome. What is the shop, Maya? Let me know. Hit me up. It'd be really nice to. Is the shop in Wales? Maybe I could do a video on it. That'd be kind of cool, because I live in Wales. So, my 4.5-year-old obsesses over water. Obsesses over water, looking for anything that might give similar stimulation. Oh yes, water play is awesome. It's very therapeutic as well. The insurance companies in the US. Special education meeting at school. Oh, okay. Anyone got a sensory assessment? I did actually. I did a sensory assessment pretty recently. I don't know if you guys have been following my videos, but basically I did a sensory assessment with an occupational therapist, and I had to create a sensory diet for proprioception. Also, guys, this week's video, all being well, should be on a weighted blanket review. So basically, a company messaged me and seeing if I want to do a weighted blanket review, and they sponsored a video. And so I was like, yeah, cool. So, but the thing is, I've got to make the video, send it to them, and they got to say yes, okay, it represents my brand well or whatever before I put the video out. But I'm always honest. I never sugarcoat anything. But it's really cool. It's awesome. Weighted blanket, way to go. Any advice for relationships and anxiety? Loads of advice for anxiety. Breathing is number one. I did a video all on how to deal with anxiety. If you look through my videos on Facebook and YouTube, there is an entire video dedicated to overcoming anxiety. So if you check that out, that'll be awesome. Relationships, I'm actually doing videos on that right now. I'm not finished yet with it, but I'm going through it. Okay, so taking it. We are the Aspie family. We are the Aspie family. You guys are amazing. Okay, going to take some questions off YouTube. Hi Dan, glad I caught the stream this time. So Melanie Palmer, so glad you're still going strong with the channel. Your videos are hearting. You've been building such a strong community here. Yeah, look, I'm trying to build the biggest community I can because I want to build this community to being something that we can use to force for good in the world. So we have like the Aspie world. When we reach 100,000 subscribers on Facebook, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, sorry, 100,000 likes and follows on Facebook, and 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, we will have what I would say is a good basis to go political and and societal and say like, okay, let's implement changes. Let's campaign for changes. Let's be a force to be super awesome. Streamlabs worked awesome. Love the anxiety vlog. Thank you so much. Occupational therapy assessment and ongoing therapy was key for my 3-year-old who is in his 20s. My 3-year-old who's now in his 20s. Oh yeah, occupational therapy was amazing. I have ongoing. Hi from Dorset, Natalie. How's it going? Hi from Nashville, Tennessee. Good to have you here. I think I'd love a weighted blanket. Weighted blankets are amazing. Hi Dan. Getting ready to go to my therapist. Any thoughts on comorbid disorders like fibromyalgia occurring with Asperger's syndrome? Yeah, there's loads of comorbid conditions that occur with autism and Asperger's syndrome. Fibromyalgia, ADHD, OCD, dyslexia, dyspraxia, anxiety disorder, Tourette syndrome. There's an endless list that we could go through. So make sure to kind of cover all those areas. So getting back to the therapy that I've had is I have regular counselling sessions. I've had a lot of counselling sessions, and I find them so helpful. So counselling is like number one. Occupational therapy was just amazing. I also had psychological intervention, and I've had hypnotherapy as well. The hypnotherapy was okay. I don't know if it worked. Maybe it did work. I don't know. I did it for fears, phobias, and stuff like that. Where are we? How do you deal with mental health? I'm trying to go through the well-being company, but found the guy on the phone really unhelpful and dismissed me saying I'm struggling with OCD behaviors. Huh? That's really weird. Maybe you should like report the company for being rubbish. Dealing with mental health. Okay, so mental health is like I have OCD. I also have like depression. I get stressed. And it actually caused alopecia. I just did a video of it. Ashley Moore, how's it going? Nice to have you here. The thing with mental health is that it's a personal battle, and reaching out for help to people you trust is the best way to help overcome those things, because what happens, that gives you empowerment. Thank you so much for the super chat there. Steph Fabulous. Does CBD oil give you side effects? No, CBD oil does not give side effects. If you took like maybe 6 gallons and drank it, it might make you sick, because if you drink 6 gallons of anything, it's going to make you sick. Just think about extremes here. But no, I mean, I think the only side effect that it could possibly have if you have large amounts of it is it might make you a little bit sleepy. But like, that's nothing. That's like, you get sleepy just being awake. So no, there's no side effects. Happy to finally catch a live stream. Dan, what's your advice for when people think you're high-functioning Asperger's and therefore may not really be autistic? Okay, so high-functioning Asperger's syndrome or high-functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome is all autism. It's called an autism spectrum, and the autism spectrum covers people of all different types of ability ranges, right? So you can have people who are like non-verbal, very verbal, mute, selective mutism, people who can communicate orally and verbally, but people who can't. And so all those people are on the spectrum. It's just called being autistic. Now, there were ways of categorizing the people who were able to do more verbal functions and more kind of executive function abilities, like Asperger's syndrome. So I have a diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome because I'm able to live what they call a relatively normal life, but I have extreme issues, so I have extreme issues that I have to deal with, but I can get dressed in the morning, and I can learn how to operate washing machines and things like that, and I can talk, and I'm verbally able to talk. Thank you for the £5 super chat as well. That's awesome. Um, did I miss another super chat? I feel like I missed a super chat. £5 super chat. I asked Cosium sensitive because I'm sensitive to side effects. By the way, love your videos, fab. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chats as well. There are no side effects. Don't worry about that. I wouldn't worry about it. So yeah, I would say that so people can't dismiss you. You can't say that you have Asperger's syndrome. You're not autistic. That doesn't exist. Asperger's syndrome is autism. Like there's no difference. And I did a video talking about the differences, but the difference in the nomenclature and how people talk about those differences. Why people say high functioning autism or Asperger's, and why people say classic autism or autism. It's all autism in reality. That's all it is. It's just autism. Epilepsy is a comorbid condition with autism too, definitely. CBD will not make you sick. It can make you better. CBD works better with THC, but you don't have to have it. I have CBD for fibromyalgia. Yeah, CBD is amazing stuff. CBD ruins your cannabis high. That's the biggest side effect I've noticed. So THC, which is a type of cannabis, that will make you high, but CBD does the opposite effect. So it's kind of funny that you should say that. I'm applying for jobs, but when I go to career fairs, I can only talk about 3 employers before I'm dead tired. How can I keep myself from getting so nervous? Okay, so I know exactly what you mean. So when I go to events, I do talks, and I do a big talk, and at the end of the talk, I do maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm absolutely drained, and I can barely think. Hi, Dan from a very sunny North Somerset. Oh, awesome. And so what I do is I take power foods with me, right? If you don't know what power foods are, they're foods that are packed with like carbohydrate energy. So I take like maybe a Boost bar, like a chocolate bar, it's like Boost, it's got loads of energy in it, or I'll take like protein balls that are like just give me loads of energy, or I'll take something that is like I don't know, like nuts or pasta, something that will kind of give you loads of energy after you do the thing that you've just done that might have drained you. Hold on, I'm just going to let the dog under his blanket because he's a total idiot. Come on, in you go. Oh. Right. Randy is a whinger, and my dog Randy is a whinger, and he's just so annoying. Weighted blankets are lifesavers. Weighted blankets are amazing. I'm so excited to show you guys the video this Thursday on weighted blankets. Carbs make be fat. Look, carbohydrates will make anybody fat if you have loads of carbohydrate and don't exercise at all. If you don't move and you eat loads of carbohydrate, of course it's going to make anybody fat. They make anything fat, because carbohydrate gets turned into something called maltase in the body, and that becomes like a sugar. Your body sees it as a sugar. So any carbohydrate is seen in the body as a sugar, and it breaks it down, and then it puts that sugar on your body to use as a reserve. Now when you're burning up stuff, what happens is your body burns up the fat reserves as an energy resource. It is a very basic terminology. This is not exactly what happens, but basically what happens is your body will burn all that fat, and then you use it, and actually it'll burn some of the protein flesh as well if it needs to. But what happens is people tend to have too much lipid products through sugars like carbohydrate and processed sugars and refined sugars, and then they don't move, and then when you don't move, you don't burn it up, so it just stays there and stores, and that's how obviously people become overweight and you get to dangerous levels and stuff like that. But so yeah, carbohydrate, there's nothing wrong with having carbohydrate. In fact, you need carbohydrate to live, but you just have to make sure you're moderating the carbohydrate intake. So hi Dan, is it an Asperger's trait to hear everything all at the same time? Jake Lerms, can you please define what you actually mean there? Sorry, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I have a question. Does getting the diagnosis involve a physical examination? No, absolutely not. There are no physical traits attached to autism. Kira Clark. I was recently diagnosed with autism at the age of 13, and as a surprise, my mum got me 2 guinea pigs. Dude, that's awesome. Does anybody know about the first step it is to pursuing a diagnosis? Carrie Young, yes, absolutely. If you're unaware, I actually have a playlist on the aspieworld.com, which is a step-by-step guide to taking you through a diagnosis process. Facebook is not on there yet. It will be on there, but give it a week or so. And the step-by-step process of how to get a diagnosis also comes with 3 PDF downloads to help you get through the diagnosis process, which is really good. It's probably one of the, I think this is one of my most fun playlists I've ever made. There's only 3 videos, and there's 3 PDF downloads that come with it, and it'll take you through, it'll literally hold your hand to take you through what you need to do before getting a diagnosis, how to set up a diagnosis, and what to do after a diagnosis. Ricky Dean Jones, Tommy, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. where am I going with this? Yes. Don't fear food. Carbs and fat and sugars are all fuel we need to action. Yep, absolutely right. It's all down to nutrition. I have the same fear for my daughter. Hi from Illinois. Much love to you. My daughter was diagnosed with level 1 autism. She turns 12, and in middle school we are doing speech therapy now, and has done social groups and have plans to do occupational therapy. All good. But what ideas would you suggest for me to help her get ready for the real world? I fear for her when it comes to time to move out and her having to deal with real life problems, paying bills, keeping jobs. I don't know to prepare for that. Okay, so let's put it this way, okay? Nobody can really prepare you for the real world because it's a personal experience. But what we can do is we can learn systematic functions. So what I love systems. I love systems and I love algorithmic systems, and that's why I love YouTube and that's why I love Facebook and things like that. So in terms of real life, what me and my girlfriend do, what my girlfriend does to teach me about things like that, is she says about systems and how it works. So the system is this: you have a bank account set up, and in that bank account then you have money that goes in and money that goes out. The money that goes out is monitored by certain bills, and then the money that goes in is monitored by income revenue streams. So though that's a system, that's a global system, that's what we call a global system, and that global system is put down in people's minds. People understand those systems because it's the way they work in society. But if you're on the autism spectrum or you have difficulty learning things like this, it can be difficult. So my honest opinion, and this is the way I do it, I have lists everywhere. I have 2 huge whiteboards on the walls. I've got a list there, I've got a notepad here, I've got a list within a list on this notepad, and what I do is I draw out the system. So you draw out the system and have a visual representation of how it works, and have those visual aids on your wall. That will help you understand, and you'll learn more from seeing that. But that visual system, or that visual global system, will be your guide to getting through something. So put it this way, look, it's like if I asked you to say, look, how do I prepare you to go to Japan and live for a week, right, in a rural part of Japan? You'd say, well, Dan, I don't speak Japanese. I think I'm going to starve to death because I can't order a takeaway or anything like that. And I go, okay, simple. So what you need to do, you need to have a book of certain phrases of things, of symbols of toilets. So you pull up a symbol book and you say, you point at it, it says toilet, and people point in that direction, right? It's called a workaround global system. Well, that's what I call it anyway. So I would sit down and think about all the eventuality, all the things that you think are real life, real world situations, and create a global system for that. And then create a graphical version of that you could have on your iPhone, your iPad. You friggin' like print it out and laminate it and keep it in your backpack. Put it on the wall of your apartment or in your college, whatever. That's dope. Also, buddy systems. So if you have a child that's growing up and they're going away to college and they have an autism spectrum condition, how do you deal with that? How do you be comfortable and happy that they're gonna come on, greatly and be fine in the real world? I would say find a buddy that works with them. I had a mentor in college. I had a mentor in university. I didn't have a mentor in school, and I failed miserably at school. So find a buddy and buddy up. That is the best way to do it. Or even find the education establishment and actually ask them to see if they have a buddy program for a specific thing. That'd be really, really awesome. Do you think autistic state would work? I'm not entirely sure. Jake is hypocrisy third of. I don't know what you're saying, guys. Sorry. What are some differences between having bad anxiety most of your life and autism? Autism is a developmental condition. Anxiety is a mental health state that can get better. Okay, so where are you guys? Sorry. So I hope that answered the question. What do you mean by level 1? A system certainly work. Brilliant advice. Thank you so much, Dan. I love the work. Hi Dan, love the work. A big inspiration to others and work I do. Your videos help me so much, even with others. Actually, guys, I've never really shared like the ideas of global systems. I'm gonna create a video and a download pack of so you can download Autism Global Systems for Real Life Systems for Real Life living. I guess that's the best way to call it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to know because the thing is, I want to be able to create resources for you guys that I know will work and that I've worked. Daniel Stevens donated 0.79 pence, by the way. Oh, okay. Did I miss the? Okay, Daniel Stevens. Thank you so much for that, Dan. You didn't ask a question, did you? Did I miss the question? But Daniel, you're an absolute superhero. Love it. Thank you so much for the donation here on YouTube. Neurotypicals call me abnormal. Well, neurotypicals can just forget about it. I'm experiencing similar difficulties with my family members not really engaging with understanding my autism. Does bipolar disorder often occur with an ASD or misdiagnosis? Normally it's a misdiagnosis. That's very common. That would be awesome. Sweet, looking forward to that. I was wondering if level 1 autism uses mild, moderate, severe. Hi Dan. There's too many comments. Hi Dan. My 4-year-old has 2 friends, 6-year-old and also autistic. Do adults with autism usually make friends with others on the spectrum? Absolutely, because I did a video about making friends with autism last week, and the video was basically talking about how people with autism can make friends, because I get asked this question a lot, right? And I'll just paraphrase this very, very quickly. So basically all it was is people saying, hey Dan, how do I make friends? I'm on the spectrum and I don't have, I don't go to bars and hang out at clubs and go to like parties and all this stuff. And I go, okay, well it's very, very simple. You're into something, or you have a condition that is about something, then you have something that's relative to somebody else. So like me, I like playing Dungeons and Dragons, I love UFO, conspiracy theories, all that kind of stuff. I love like Pokemon, Minecraft. So I go to comic conventions, and when I'm at comic conventions, I meet other people there, and then loads of them are on the spectrum, especially in Dungeons and Dragons and like autism and Minecraft conventions, because loads of people have got autism, and you're like-minded with them. So yeah, I mean, it people with like minds get on. Yeah, so I think like, great minds get on. Mel James, I'm an adult with autism and I also have synesthesia. Do you know, that's fantastic. I want to talk about synesthesia. It's where you see letters and numbers, words in specific colours. That's absolutely right. I wouldn't trade it for the world, as it helps me remember certain things. Thank you for your videos. Mel, that's an amazing thing. So synesthesia in its severity is basically where people associate one type of sensory communication input with colour. So the typical synesthesia is where someone would slam a door and hear that noise, but rather than hearing the noise, it would see like a flash of blue light. So it confuses it's basically confusion between the sensory input could be audio, could be like visual, and then it replaces that with like a colour. And I've experienced this through something bizarre. I didn't notice the synesthesia, but when I was growing up, I have a hard time. I have like short-term memory loss. I guess my short-term memory is terrible, but my long-term memory is amazing. And I had short-term memory loss, and the short-term memory loss caused me to have a really bad time knowing the months in order. I was like, I can't remember, or the days of the week in order. This is a really big issue. Up until I was about 18, 19. And so I still get issues with the months actually, but with the days of the week, I saw the days of the week as colours, right? That's weird. I don't know why, but I saw them as colours. And the days of the week are always colours in my mind, and they're not only colours, they're also like weird shapes. Okay, this is weird. Okay, the best way to describe this, so they're like shaped. They're like I don't know, like hot dog shapes, I guess, but they're like hot dog shapes, and they are colourful, and there's certain colours for different ones, and they're grouped together as well. So some work with each other and some don't work with each other, and they're separated out like that, and that's how I know the days of the week. But that's an unusual thing. I've never talked about that ever before, guys. This is a global, exclusive. I've never actually spoken about me and synesthesia before. Maybe I'll do a video on synesthesia, because I'd love to know more about it. I've never pursued any way more about that. But yeah, and also just out of interest, guys, the artist called Kanye West also has synesthesia and is on the autism spectrum, and he says that that's how he makes music, because he's like, it's like painting pictures in his mind. Fascinating guy. I got locked up when they revoked my autism diagnosis for the first time. I feel the pain. Oh goodness me, what's going on here in this chat? I missed loads of stuff. I need to be added as a moderator to post links. You can do this by clicking on the dot button on the right side of my name. So this thing, add moderator. Okay, cool. You're a moderator. I have short-term memory loss. Goodness me, sorry guys. I have short-term memory loss as well. Just realizing this is my 50s. The synesthesia is also. Synesthesia is interesting. I wonder if that's something that my 8-year-old autistic daughter deals with. Perhaps, maybe ask. Yes, short-term memory is terrible, long-term memory is good. It's possible, frequently found in people on the spectrum. Yes, absolutely, Simon. Okay, so Blue Rooster over on Facebook, over on YouTube, is an absolute hero and donated $10 to the Aspie World on a super chat and says, "Any tips on social pressure? I've come to realise many of my friends and family take advantage of me financially. Huh. Thanks again. Your channel has helped me a lot since my diagnosis." Okay, well, first, thank you so much. Like, first and foremost, you're an absolute superhero legend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this family and this movement. It means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. Secondly, thank you. I can't tell you how much I thank you for the donation of $10. That's like the most amazing thing ever. It's amazing. You guys are amazing. So dealing with people taking advantage, right? So I attended a conference on autism about just talking about autism support available in my area, and I was talking there, and the guy on before me was a guy called David Fox, and David Fox was talking about mates issues with mates or friends who are taking advantage of this exact thing. And there's a big push right now that the police are trying. This is an actual offence. So if people are using you financially because of your disability or your condition, this is an actual offence. This is illegal. They cannot do that. So first and foremost, if you have culprits, people who have actually taken advantage of you financially, you can report them to the authorities, and you can prosecute them and probably sue them and get your money back. Secondly, nobody ever should ask you for money. Never, unless they're in dire straits. Like okay, dire straits is a terminology to mean like when they're completely on the bones of their butt and they have no money and they're dying because they need food or they need somewhere to stay. They're the only options where I'd say someone would really need money. Other than that, you should be like, why do they need money? So always question the validity of why someone wants to borrow money from you. That would be the best way to do it. Family taking advantage for money, that's horrendous. Like, what on earth? I would, if I was you, this is what I would do. I would find somebody who I know has never taken advantage of me with money, and is a trusted friend or a trusted family member, and I'd say to them, hey, can you be my proxy server for anybody who wants access to my financial situation? So, and it could be anybody. It could be if you're in, you wanted to buy a new car or a new washing machine, or if somebody's asked you to borrow money from you, you say, okay, go through my financial liaison, and that person will be your financial liaison. So that is the best way to do it. So for me, Naomi is my financial liaison. So anything that happens, I always go through Naomi. Even if it's like buying a new iPad or something stupid like that, I go, hey Naomi, look, what do you think to this? Because I don't know, I'm not the best at money, and so Naomi's really been like amazing at helping me like prioritize my money and making sure that my finances are in order. And this would never happen because of that reason. So I would say, get somebody like that you can trust, and if not, the best way to do it, I suppose, would be to try and see if there's online people that would do this for you, like a financial advisor online or something. Very, very fascinating. Glad you spoke about this. My son has a trust fund, and I'm not sure how to protect him when he gets his money. Okay, again, you need a flow liaison. So say you have a trust fund, right? And you have, I don't know, how much is in there. See if it's supposed to last him his whole life, or if it's supposed to last him, a year or 2 years, or it's supposed to just be for college or whatever. The person the company who's taking care of that should have a liaison officer who will distribute the flow of that financial benefit into an account, because what you'll need is financial advice when you're dealing with things like trust funds. And if anyone's sure of trust fund is like a savings bond that is released to somebody when they hit a certain age. It's for financial security. So you have someone, you set up a system basically, and the flow liaison will say, okay, you only allowed like $100 a week. But then if someone says, oh look, I need to buy a new car, some douchebag stole my car and set it on fire, now I've got no car, I need a car, then that's a valuable reason. But then again, you need somebody who will mediate that between the trust fund, so rather than just blowing it all on something crazy. Does anyone have multiple journals? Yeah, I absolutely do. I have like so many. Just honestly, the same with hard drives. I have like 1 million hard drives. Honestly, I could open up a hard drive store. I have that many hard drives. I definitely wouldn't survive that. I'm autistic and have an autistic son, and we're a good right laugh. I'm not going to say that one. Does anyone sometimes get a crazy headache where it feels like you're underwater? It happens for me at times, like dramatic changes in the car park, but Busier shops. Yes, that's really close to a meltdown. That's like kind of how I feel before having an autism meltdown. As weird as that sounds, maybe. I have trouble with left and right too. Yeah, me too. Because of dyslexia, my left and right terrible. I have to. This is how I know left and right. You're gonna love this. This is a hack. This is hack 101 for dyslexia. Maybe I should do a dyslexia hack video. I'm right-handed, so I always go like this. I go left or right. I go, well, I write with my right hand. Boom. Then it's a process of elimination. Right with my right hand. This must be left. So that's how I do it. This happens to my brother. People always ask him for money, and he had several mental health disabilities. See, it's terrible. A lot of people are users, and I have been used a lot in the past. Not financially, but I am now very guarded, and I don't let people use me anymore. I found after many years that 3 members of my family are narcissistic. Oh man, yeah, narcissism is interesting. I have trouble with migraines really bad. Oof. Migraines are terrible. No, we had one yesterday actually. Does anybody forget which hand the knife and fork go in? Jay, yes, absolutely. Like, I'm wrong. Like, I sit down at a table in a restaurant and the knife and fork is the wrong way around. I always have it the other way around, and everyone looks at me stupid. I'm like, and they call it in the UK, they call it cack-handed, but I'm like, dang it! Like, how did I get this wrong? So, yeah, I have a huge issue with that too. It's crazy. Okay, so. Okay, headaches. My doctor said that they can't do anything about it. I was best in studies, but I realised that I lost. There's a specific hand for a knife and fork. Oh yeah, Chloe. Don't. Yeah, it is. I have a scar on my right hand. That's how I learnt left and right. I use chopsticks. I was best in studies, but realised that I am not like others. Depression started an interest in study. I want to gain interest in study, but can't. I lost the comment. Dang it! I don't understand the point of a knife and fork rules. I know it's stupid. Like I don't even follow it. I can't follow it because it's just crazy. Like I said, I'm the wrong way around. I'm cack-handed. Me too. I just found that I kept my meat wrong. Jesse, you're a very very interesting person. So Jesse, are you on the spectrum, or is it just your kid? And my other half has been watching your videos and finds he can very easily relate to a lot of what you say. Now question whether he may be on the autism spectrum. Do you think getting diagnosis late was helpful? Yes, getting diagnosis is always important. No matter how old you are, it gives you access to help, gives you access to support. So 2 main things that people really, really need when they're out on the spectrum. Kaylee, hey, how's it going? Jessica Hughes is watching. Nice to have you here. Guys, just a quick shout out to everybody on Facebook. I really want to build this page to 10,000 followers and likes on this page. We're at 7.7, almost at 7.8 thousand followers, and I really want to get to 10. So if you can do anything today, it would be amazing. If you could just share my videos on your Facebook pages and tell people to go and like the page, it would just be amazing. So thank you so much. That'd be amazing. I thought maybe this would help relate to our daughter. So yes, questions on autism in adults. Keep them coming. Thanks for it. I started working as a cashier in a large supermarket this month. It feels disproportionately difficult for the actual job. I feel making stupid mistakes. I keep making stupid mistakes because I'm so bad at verbal instructions. Blueberry, I actually have this exact same issue. When I used to work in a multimedia development company where I used to do coding for websites, graphic design, and multimedia implementations from a whole host of different things. And I couldn't follow the instructions properly, and I felt like an idiot because I could do the work very, very well. I was very competent, but I was in an office, and then the sensory overload was crazy, and then the instructions was crazy, and the format they were giving instructions was crazy, and I couldn't do it. And I actually had a meltdown in that job. It was horrible, so I know exactly what you feel like. Hang in there, Blueberry. Yes, absolutely. Cinder, what? Is that German? Okay, I really gotta go now. Okay, no worries. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. You're awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so I have to go. Sorry, I missed the rest of your live stream video. Maybe we can catch it on the replay. Yes, absolutely. Happy to have found your page. Excellent. Melanie Flair, catch us on the replay. That'd be awesome. Yes, I got diagnosed in 2017. I have long list of different diagnoses till autism and sensory makes loads of sense since finding out. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm wondering how familiar you are with autism assisted dogs. They have been growing growing in popularity recently. Car Kaylee Maguire, absolutely great. I have a dog called Randall, and I use him as a service dog, kind of, when he behaves. But I also know a friend of mine called Jess from a channel called How to ADHD has a dog, and it's really, really good. It's great. Animal therapy, animal assisted therapy is amazing. So what dogs do is you can train them to know when you have meltdowns or when you have breakdowns. And when I have meltdowns, I hit my head and stuff like that. It's really bad. I don't know how this happens, or it happens. But what a dog will do is a dog will help stop these issues, and it won't get so bad. Like the systematic breakdown of doing all those things, a dog can help prevent those things, and also have comfort and support as well from being an animal, because it's a non-judgmental thing. It's amazing. I'd highly recommend it. I'd love to work with animals. Me too. I was great at unit clerk. I was great as a unit clerk first responder, but every day I got home I would break down. Yeah, see, that is so killing it Aspie style with Vivi. That is normally due to I'm loving it. You guys are part of the superhero squad. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being a new member. Yeah, that is kind of like the masking thing. So people go mask all day, and then they get home and they just like lash out, and it's because of that, trying to fit in normality because of the way society kind of breaks you in a way, and then it's bad news. We will get a dog if I won't work anymore. When I told my family, they didn't believe me at all, and that happens. I ran away from at least 4 office jobs in my life, and finally know why. Absolutely. Dan, can you give some advice on what can help adults with autism in the working environment and at university? Okay, so they're 2 largely different environments. So in a working environment, I found that first of all, speaking to your employer and telling your employer that you have an autism spectrum condition and that you need reasonable adjustments. This is called a legal must, I guess. They have a legal obligation to do that for reasonable adjustments. And reasonable adjustments come in the form of SXY Moon 19. Thank you so much for the £2 super chat. That's amazing. Thank you so much. A reasonable adjustment would be you're allowed to have headphones in to block out outside noise or sensory issues. You're allowed to have your sunglasses on indoors to help block out light and fluorescent light issues. Yeah, you can request your emails in a certain format. You can request your desk to be in a certain position. You can request maybe more like cubicle squares so that you feel more kind of like secure. All of those things is something that you need to develop with your employer that makes you feel more comfortable. So it's a question of how you feel comfortable, but making sure your employer allows that. And the second thing about university is speak to the university and see if they have a disabled student program. I had this when I was in university, and it was amazing. I had a support mentor, note taker, and reasonable adjustments for like extra time in exams, a separate room in exams, people to help read the exam questions out, because some of the exam questions, being dyslexic and really difficult to read, I had to get somebody to read the exam questions because I couldn't read the questions properly because they wouldn't really make sense if I read them. Our daughter frequently goodness me, sorry guys, it's hard to read these in here. Our daughter frequently lays all over Newfoundland when having a meltdown. I'm not entirely sure what Newfoundland means. Any tips for an adult on the spectrum who is trying to vlog? Yes, I do. I have been trying to for weeks and have no problem learning to edit, but the filming myself is becoming hopeless. My self-hatred and autism collide to create pure cringe. Okay, so first of all, the first 100 videos you make, you are going to cringe, you're going to think they're terrible, you're going to think they're rubbish, but that's okay. And this goes to anybody who wants to make videos, okay? But the best thing to do is go, no, forget everything, okay? You are capable of filming yourself and talking to a camera and being good at it. So I would say get the camera out and make 100 videos, right? And this is no joke. We make 50 videos and then make 50 more. Edit them down and put them out. Don't judge what you're doing because it's a skill you have to develop. It's like saying, oh, I rode a bike but I was wobbly on it so I'm cringy. It's like, well, it's not cringy. You're learning to ride the bike, so don't worry about the fact that you're a bit wobbly at the start. You'll get perfect speed and perfect balance at the end of it. So in terms of like, filming yourself being the star of your own show, don't worry about it. It's a perfection. Look at go to my YouTube channel, right? Or go to any of these videos on Facebook and go right to the first ones and look how bad some of the videos were. Bad lighting, I wasn't talking, I wasn't looking at the camera, I had bad confidence, I wasn't confident talking in front of the camera. It was just terrible, but I did it. Practice makes progress. So I know you can do it. I believe in you, Anna. You can do it. I've had 2 to 3 meltdowns a day for the past week. Odd, can't make them stop. Any tips? Kaylee, I would highly recommend getting CBD oil and taking some of that ASAP. You can buy it in Holland & Barrett or on eBay or on Amazon. War. Having a realization when seeing people talk about dogs. Dog. My daughter was... Oh, laying on the dog. Oh, okay, I get you. Yes, the dog has a rhythmic heart pattern that is calming to people, obviously, because it's a little animal, and so that's the best thing for it, to lay on the dog. My daughter was just diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome and kind of lost how to help deal with things, how to understand things myself. Do you have any advice as to what good websites and information I can read about how to help? Betty, my best advice would be go to the National Autistic Society's website, which is just autism.org. Check that out. There's amazing stuff on there. I have symptoms that make me wonder I'm on the spectrum. I wear earplugs sometimes instead of covering my ears when I'm stimulated. I outburst, not really meltdowns. I hyperfocus. The main reason I think I have ASD is because I'm so social. Well, you know, Jessie, I can't tell if you're male or female, because Jessie is a unisexual name, but regardless, males and females do differ on the spectrum. Females are more social because they do social masking and things like that. I did a video on this, so go check out the video I did on girls with autism and see if you relate to that. There's 2 videos up here on it. And then the other thing is that males can mask too. So definitely check out those videos because it'll definitely give you kind of some insight to that. I'm in a video group, and the more you do, is the easier it becomes. Yes, definitely. Any advice on filters? My daughter says that all the time. She hates people and doesn't care about them or if they come back. I truly believe her, and it's unacceptable how I can make her understand that it hurts people's feelings, and I don't need to explain the family. Okay, female. Okay, yeah, awesome, Jess. Look, if you can't, Jess, send me an email, Jessie, theaspieworld@gmail.com. If you need any help and pointers and directions, email me. Okay, so somebody asked a question there. Goodness me, I've lost it now. Okay, so knowing that they don't care if people come back or not is nothing to worry about. It's just something that we learn. We have to learn that we have people that are valuable in our lives, and that value comes from other things. I would say find something that relates to that value. Like if that person brings them joy and they like having that person around, and they have fun with that person, and they make them laugh and they get along, then say, hey, look, if you want to feel like that again, this person has to come back. That's how it works. So, and that's how you learn. Goodness me, hi, I'm new subscriber and I love awesome channel. Thank you so much, Luna Talk. That's amazing. You guys are just the best. I'm trying to find more. Please keep the chat English so moderators and Dan can understand. Yes, thank you so much. My son is 11 and is an expert at masking at school. Yeah. He takes his frustration out at home. Only last week he had Ed Fisk recommending referral for pathways. Yeah. So it's having the school understand. Oh, you're more than welcome, Anna. Keep going, man. It's awesome. Load your videos on females with autism. Thank you. Does anyone have trouble sitting in chairs? I can never sit up straight for long. I always end up super slouching or sitting on my feet and my butt. Yeah, actually, yeah, absolutely. I sit right at the edge of a chair and I kind of lean forward and arch my back out. It's really weird. I think it's like a stim actually when I'm concentrating. How have you known of any long haul truck drivers with Asperger's? Absolutely. There's a guy who used to comment a lot on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to remember his name because it was like a pseudonym. And he was a trucker and he was a very, very clever guy actually. He had like super long hair and he was a trucker and he was cool. So yes, truckers with autism is a thing, and it's a thing. Where are we now? I can't sit either. The positions sometimes get Yeah. Hey, super Dan the Aspie man. Ashley, how's it going? Good to have you here. Remember to come join the Discord. Absolutely, guys. If you're interested, we have a Discord channel and a Reddit page, a subreddit as well. So if you guys want to check us out on Discord, the link's in the description of this video. And if anyone watching on Facebook, just go to Discord or go to theaspieworld.com/Discord and you'll find the Discord page. Me too. I sit Indian style in my seat always. Can't keep my feet on the floor. My job used to get mad at me. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Mention of the sitting. I have issues with that. And on the end of the seat often. Yeah, definitely, man. It's crazy. Oh man, it's going dark outside now, guys. We've been talking for a while. How can I donate to this channel? Chloe, you can donate. There are various channels. Josh, can you put the donate links? Oh yeah, here you go. There you go. So you can support us by joining Patreon for like $3 a month or $1 a month or whatever, or you can do you can subscribe by super chat, or if you want to donate directly to this channel, you can just do the PayPal link. So there's a PayPal link for this channel. So if anyone wants to donate, just let me find the link because a lot of people want to donate, and it means a lot actually. So a lot of people don't know what I do with the money. The money goes to actually create more videos by giving me the equipment I need to make the videos. Basically, a lot of my stuff is running slow, like my iPads and my computers and stuff. So all donations are very, very, very welcome. This is how you donate. So it's paypal.me/the Aspie World. That's how you could donate to my channel. So anybody watching on Facebook, if you guys are interested, it's just PayPal. I can't. this is crazy. Let me see if it works. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Where are we? Does anyone have issues with parking their car? No, I actually don't own a car anymore. I did. I really want to donate, but I've been loving this channel since I found it. Thanks for the link. Thank you, Chloe. That's amazing. Like everybody who donates to this channel, you're amazing. Like I honestly cannot thank you enough. Yeah. Thank you for all the videos. You're more than welcome. Does anyone have issues with parking? No, I don't have a car anymore. Reverse parking I'm better with. Parking forwards, I'm bad at parking my car like forward straight on. Getting a tattoo this weekend with your peace sign logo incorporated in it. Dude, that's crazy. You've got to take a picture of that and post it. And I'll post it on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah. Definitely. Are you doing a video for teenagers with Asperger's? Yes, I'm going to be doing a whole host of like school kind of like young people related stuff soon. Very, very soon. Oh, goodness me. Twitter still won't let me Twitter still won't let me reply to anybody. But if you want to if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you right back now. And if you guys want me to follow you back on Twitter, I will do it. But the problem with it is I can't do it until tomorrow. So yeah, if you guys want to get me on Instagram, it's just instagram.com/the Aspie World, and I'll follow you right back. Okay, instagram.com/the Aspie World, guys. Where are we? Okay, here we go. So this is it. Instagram.com/the Aspie World. I'll just kind of like look on Instagram for the Aspie World. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? I don't know why you can't see that, guys. It's like stupid. Okay, so it's just Instagram.com/the Aspie World. Awesome. Okay. I will follow you all back on Instagram because you're all awesome. And yeah, I love following people on Instagram and Twitter because I just love to build community. Okay, cool. So, okay, let's take a few more questions. At first, I was surprised that you have ASD. I saw your old videos and you come a long way. Very encouraging. Yes, absolutely. A lot of therapy, a lot of video. I'll tell you what the biggest thing was. Making videos for the internet, a lot of videos for the internet, was the best way for me to improve my confidence in talking. How crazy is that? And like now I have confidence as I talk in front of like hundreds and hundreds of people. It's crazy. I love it. It's crazy good. Looking for a doc to do the assessment. Is there an AQ test that you can take online? Yes, there is. Carrie Young, there's an AQ test on my. I did a video. If you go to YouTube and just literally type in Asperger's test, the first video that comes up is just my video. I think Yeah, it is. So this video has an AQ test in it as well. So if you watch this video, here you go. That video takes you through the AQ test and everything, and it's super awesome. Chloe, thank you so much for the donation. That's amazing. I just had a new. That's amazing. You guys are just blow me away all the time. Love what you're doing there in Soulful. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much for all the donations as well. Like, you guys are amazing. It's definitely worth getting diagnosed. Yes, thanks, Dan. Oh, you're more than welcome. I donated $2 to keep your channel. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Like, I cannot thank you enough for the donations, guys. But yeah, okay, so. Right, World Autism Awareness Week. We've got loads of stuff going on here in the Aspie world. We're having more long form content coming out very, very soon, where we are going to be releasing like over an hour long videos, but that kind of documentary style videos. Then also we are doing, for Autism Awareness Week, I'll be releasing a video every single day, a day in the life living with Asperger's. From the inside, from me, like looking at me from the inside, like nobody's ever seen all that stuff before. That's going to be very, very interesting. It's for World Autism Awareness Week to raise awareness, and that's going to be very, very awesome. Also, we have a book coming out. Me and Naomi are writing a book on autism and relationships, autism and growing up, autism and teenagers, autism and parenting, parents with autism. All that stuff is coming very, very soon, guys. I'm so excited, and I'm very, very excited to share that with you guys. So, thank you guys for watching this live stream. If you're watching on the replay, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're watching and you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you are new here and you've never seen anything before, then go back and check out my videos out. It'll be awesome. Guys, you've been amazing on Facebook. You've been amazing here on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace. Bye, guys.